Hey guys, Lamagrat here, again, back with another ranked video. Today we're going to be ranking Jojo villains. Now, these are the main antagonists of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series, parts 1 through 8, because that's all there is currently. Um, if you're not completely caught up on JoJolian, the villain has finally been revealed, so if you don't want to know who the main villain of JoJolian is because you haven't gotten that far, this is a spoiler warning for you, as well as pretty much all of these other guys if you haven't read their parts. With that out of the way, we're going to get straight into it. So, our contenders here, we have Dio Brando, Ultimate Lifeform Cars. Dio, yes, he's just called Dio in part 3 in all caps. So, I don't know why, but he is. So there's that. Yoshikage Kira, Diavolo, Pucci, Funny Valentine, and Joru. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his name yet, um, because he is, rather new. There hasn't really been a voice acted version of JoJolian, so I can't, you know, really just think up how to pronounce it. But those are our main boys. And just like last time, we're gonna just go down the line in order of when they appeared. So, part 1, Dio Brando. This is Dio after he gets his vampiric abilities, not beforehand. Um, but just as a bonus, if I was going to put him before he got his abilities, his vampire abilities, before he puts on the mask, he'd probably be F, I guess, in this tier list because all these guys are pretty strong. Um, but as for Vampiric Dio, he's got Flash Freeze, he's got insane healing abilities, he's got his eye lasers. Um, he's just real bullshit. um, and he's pretty cool, but compared to all these other guys so far, I can't exactly put him very high. So in my opinion, in this, he might change, but for now, I'm going to set him as D class. For now, I don't know if I'm going to change it later. I probably will, but yeah. Ultimate Lifeform Cars. If I was doing Cars before he got his Ultimate Lifeform, before he got the Stone of Aja, he'd probably be a B. But because he's literally unkillable by normal means, he is obviously automatically an A, because you can't do anything with that. I mean, he's literally unstoppable. The only way he was stopped was by freezing, and in that point, he never actually technically died. He just stopped thinking. So, technically, he didn't even lose, I guess, in the way of death. I mean, he lost the fight, obviously, but he didn't die. So, yeah. Ultimate Lifeform Cars, he's pretty much one of the strongest villains ever. So, he's gonna be at A comfortably. Dio, all caps from Part 3, Stardust Crusaders. Um, so, Dio in Part 3, he's still got his vampiric abilities, although he doesn't really use them that much because now he has the world, and at that point he's like, vampire powers are kind of lame compared to the world, so I'm not really going to use them that much. So he doesn't really use his vampiric powers in Part 3, but he still has them. So taking that into account, if he were to use them alongside his stand, I would say he has to be B tier because, one, he can be stopped by multiple other characters in the series somewhat easily, actually. And he does have kind of a bit of a weakness where he has to say the world to stop time. So if you manage to stop him from saying the world, then it won't stop time, which is, in my opinion, the biggest flaw his stand has, other than, the second limit. But yeah, he's going to be at B. So, part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, or DIU. Yoshikage Kira, super cool. Um, his multiple abilities are insane. He's got Bites of Dust, so he could go back in time. He had Stray Cat for a bit. He never really used that too much. Um, he had Sheer Heart Attack, and he just had the regular first bomb. So with all those abilities and the fact that it erases things rather than trace, it's pretty cool. But if he gets into a fight, like a stand fight, up close, it's gonna be kind of bad for him, because sure, if he touches something, he can make it explode. But if Jotaro stops time per se and punches him up like he does in the end of the part, then obviously he's not gonna be able to touch that person because he's frozen. So I'm gonna have to put Kira. Um, I have to put Kira in C, just above Part 1 Dio. Because he's not. I don't think Part 1 Dio can fight at all, really. I mean, he probably could fight him one on one with normal fighting, but with stand, that ain't gonna happen. Killer Queen is too OP for that. So, now Part 5, Vento Oreo, or as people call it now, by its English name, I guess. I mean, it's still named the same thing. Vento Oreo is just the Italian name. But Golden Wind, um, as people have really started to take a liking to calling it. Uh, Diavolo, his ability to see the future with Epitaph, and then also leap past it, is pretty OP. Um, I think it really comes down to timing with Diavolo, um, because once again, if he doesn't time things properly, he could probably still get hit. I mean, I'm not saying he's not good at timing. Obviously, he is. It's shown off in the part. But, yeah. I mean, Epitaph combined with the ability to skip through time is pretty bullshit. Because King Crimson is insane. So, for Diavolo, I'm probably going to have to put Diavolo. Um, Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Diavolo in B tier alongside Dio. Because he can't contend with cars at all. No one can contend with cars really. Um, so the highest he can go is B tier in this case. But I think he and Dio could duke it out. Part 6, Stone Ocean. Enrico Pucci. Um, Pucci has multiple stands. Um, you know, uh, he's got Simon, and he's got the over heaven powers, and he's really OP. um, he's it's fucking ridiculous, really. Infinitely speeding up, as well as being able to reset things in the universe is pretty fucking insane. Um, cause Made in Heaven is it's really powerful, in its own way. It's not really good in fighting, obviously, because we don't really see it fight. But um, with the way it is, I really it's it's close to A tier, but mm, you know what? No, because in theory, Poochie would be able to reset cars. So let's just say Poochie can reset cars, because I'm not completely sure on all this. If Poochie is able to reset cars, then obviously he deserves to be an A tier. If he cannot, then obviously B tier. Um, I'm gonna go with the idea that he can reset cars. It probably won't be easy at all, but I'm going with the notion that he can if he manages to get the chance. So Poochie will go into A tier. Um, Next we have my favorite part. We have Funny Valentine from Steel Ball Run, which is part 7. Funny Valentine, his fighting stats are okay with with D4C. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Um, I feel like fighting wise he's okay. Um, but ability wise, with the ability to go between universes and pull things out of other universes, that's pretty fucking strong. Um, I don't think it's as strong as Cars or Poochie. Um, but it is a pretty insane ability. So, hmm. So yeah, I think Funny Valentine with D4C's his universe hopping abilities, I really think that he's B tier. I don't think he could get an A tier just because sure he could jump from universes and bring things from other universes, but he can't technically be he can be killed, and he can't just straight up negate and reset everything like Poochie can. So I'm going to put Funny Valentine in B tier alongside Diavolo and Dio. Um, Now here we get into spoilers for Jojolian. Jojolian is not done yet. It is still running at the moment. Chapter 100 came out a few days ago. I still haven't been able to read it because the source that I read it on isn't updated yet. And I'm kind of mad about that because I really want to read it. Because usually I never get behind on JoJo. I usually read the chapter the day it comes out because that's when it's up. But for some reason, this specific case, it wasn't. So it's still not up yet unless they put it up after I checked. Um, but anyway, Jouru, once again, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but he was just introduced as the main villain. Of course, there were tons of theories about it because he was real suspicious. He was acting real suspicious. And I was one of the believers of the theory, honestly, because it's somewhat obvious because he just shows up constantly and blocks the way of everybody. It's kind of feels like he could be the villain. Um, and his stand, the head doctor being revealed to be, another stand, and it's pretty epic because everyone at first is like, oh, the head doctor is obviously just the main villain, and he's got some kind of stand ability we don't know. But yeah, turns out it was I'm just gonna say Juru because I'm not sure. So Juru here, we've only seen a little bit of his actual stand abilities, but with his catastrophe abilities, um, he's pretty strong. Um, but he's nowhere near A or B. But he also isn't lower than that. So is a definite, come on boy, a definite C tier right alongside Yoshikage Kira. Because he's not overly OP, but his ability is still really good. So, I mean, honestly, we still don't know a whole lot about his stand because we haven't gotten that much screen time with it. At least I personally feel. Um, but from what I have seen, all the way up to chapter 99, I feel like this is where he belongs. I feel like he fits in C tier alongside Kira pretty well. Um, and now, with C tier filled out, I'm going to move Dio, and Dio is going to go down to E tier. I don't want to put him at F because F would mean he's just complete garbage and he can't fight, but he can. So Dio Brando from part 1. Phantom Blood is in E. But anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. What do you think of my picks? Tell me in the comments if you agree or disagree with them. I'd love to hear it. If you haven't already, I also made a JoJo's, like Joestar's videos ranked. So if you want to go see the main protagonist of all these parts ranked, then you can go check that out. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new thing from from the channel. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!